Need a cheap Bluetooth speaker? Which is better, the Oontz Angle 3 or the Anker Soundcore? Tune into my full video and find out which one I think is the best buy for under $35. So we'll start with the Oontz Angle 3. It's this guy right over here. I had read some reviews that said maybe the quality wasn't as good as a combination, against the Anker. I wholeheartedly disagree. It actually feels quite well made. It's an interesting design because it's a triangle shape. I don't know how well you can see that, but I like that because I think for stability on a surface, and in my instance, I want to throw this in. We have this 1966 Ford F-100 project truck that has original radio in it that I don't want to replace. So I'm just looking for a sort of temporary solution that'll just allow me to have some sound that's not AM radio, right? So the Oontz, you get it out, the quality feels very good. A thing that I note relative to the Anker, it's lighter. And back from, my days of selling and installing audio equipment in cars, the rule of thumb often was, the heavier indicated a heavier magnet. I don't know if that's the case or not, but something to keep in mind. So this is a very, very compact speaker. I don't know if you can see through the shadows. I think you can see them a little bit. The speaker drivers themselves, they're very small, not unexpected for a speaker of this price class. And by the way, this one normally sells in the $30 some odd range on Amazon. On a Prime Day deal, it was $21 and change. So just to give you an idea. But again, quality feels good. Seems like a decent little speaker. Pairing was an absolute breeze. I literally turned it on. The power switch, by the way, is on the back, which is a little bit strange where that arrow is. Power switch is on the back. Set my Bluetooth to scan, and boom, there it was. Agreed to pair, and it played. Like, it literally took 10 to 15 seconds. It was very, very easy to operate. Turned it on. The first thing I noticed is a complete lack of bass. Now, I'm the first to tell you, I know at $30-ish, you're not going to get a lot of bass. However, even with that consideration, I certainly wasn't blown away by the sound quality. Does it sound better than the speakers that are built into your phone? I believe it does. Does it sound better than other speakers in the category? I don't believe it does. The handiest thing for me, and the reason I would buy this one, is literally the shape. It's very stable because it's triangular. So if you're in a situation like if you're putting in a car, which I don't endorse that. I realize there's a safety concern to having loose things in your car, so you do that at your own risk. But just quite literally, it doesn't want to tip because of the way it's shaped. So, let that play in. But in terms of quality of build, it feels like a good quality product. I don't see anything here that would worry me that it wouldn't last for a long time or wouldn't be trustworthy. However, by virtue of that very small cabinet, the bass is somewhat missing there. Now, go to its competitor, the Anker Soundcore. This little speaker right here, very similar in terms of setup. We'll bring him over here so you can see it better. Very similar in terms of setup. Switches are all on top. Very, very easy. Turn it on. Bluetooth settings in your phone. Scan, agree to pair, and it's a done deal. This is a little bit more of a traditional, what I would call a brick, a rectangle shape. One thing you notice if you have them side by side, this is much heavier. And I did not weigh them, so I can't quantify in ounces. But if I had to guess between these two, I would say the Anker easily weighs 1.5 to 2 times as much. Now, that indicates to me maybe some weight to the drivers, because I doubt they put concrete in these things. That was a joke. So anyway, a little more of a traditional look. Nice looking speaker. It's certainly not a bass cannon. At a normal retail price of about $29 on Amazon, and the Prime Deal Day on this one, on both of these actually, the Prime Deal was about $21 for these. At that price point, I don't expect big bass, right? If I want big bass, I'll buy a big speaker. But for doing the job, and as a comparative, this one versus the other one, by the way, I like the little Anker written on the front there. I think that's pretty cool. As a comparison between the two, the Anker definitely has the more full range sound. In both instances, I noticed they sound a lot better if they were placed up against a wall behind them. So in other words, if you put them into a space with a 90 degree behind it, you put it into a corner, then it magnifies the bass just from the acoustics of the surroundings. So something to keep in mind if you're playing it like in a bedroom, if you put it on an angle in a corner, that's definitely going to give you a little better bass response. But, the thing about the Anker, definitely a quality feel between the two. I like this product better. It feels heavier. It feels more sturdy. It feels more stout. I don't think it's a big risk for rolling over, although I do admit the triangular design of the other one, again, in an instance where it's on a moving surface, might be a win for the Oontz. If you like a little more bass range, I believe the Anker is the play. Either of them pairs right up. I tested them both multiple times just to hit play and make sure that it would connect. Zero connection problems from some distance. And I tried them for like 20 feet away, right? I'm not trying. I know they both say they'll go to closer to 100 feet. I don't know how practical that is, but certainly in a 20, 25 foot span, they both work great. So I guess it comes down to this. And again, I'm an unsponsored reviewer. I paid my own money for both of these. With my money, which speaker would I buy? Hands down, it's the Anker. Now, with that being said, there is 100% a huge difference between these and sort of the next price class up, right? Like the smallest JBL, or not smallest, they make a small one around $30. That's similar sound quality from what I've seen. But, when you get in that $70, $80, $90, $100 price class, gigantic difference between that and what you're going to hear here. So, buyer beware, but at less than $30 or $35, it's hard to be mad at either one of these. So it really comes down to, do you need the smaller profile of the Anker, the Oontz, do you like the triangular shape of the cabinet? Or do you prefer the more rectangular style? Do you want a little more bass response? In the higher ranges, both are very comparable. Both pair well, both seem to be good quality. And again, the original objective for buying these is because we have the 1966 Ford F100, and I wanted an inexpensive speaker to just throw in there on occasion, which can't recommend that, but it certainly is an option with a speaker like this. So if you enjoy this content, again, I'm unsponsored. This is both of these were purchased with money out of my pocket. Please like and subscribe. Stay tuned. A lot of reviews of various things around the house. We seem to have a lot of interest in our e-bikes. We have lots of cars. We're doing a lot of automotive work around the house, and audio and audio-related equipment are another passion of mine. So stay tuned. Lots of stuff to talk about. Tune in, and thank you so much. If you have any questions, please post a comment. I'll make sure to get right back to you. Have a great day.